Hello student, I am Vivek Chaudhary and here we will learn about turbulent flow through a pipe. In 1883, Reynolds performed some experiment for which he has shown the turbulency in a pipe. So he has taken a water tank with constant head of water, and this is the glass tube through which water is flowing, and there is another container containing dye, and it has a small area of output where dye is discharging. So, and there is valve to maintain the flow rate. So whenever valve is open partially, then discharge is low. At that condition, as area is constant, then velocity is also low. So based on this, whenever he opens the valve, he found the different of figure of dye filament. Like here, we have shown the different stages of filament. Like the first one is laminar flow, in which that your dye has a fixed path, that is straight line motion, and that is the lamina of dye. So in this, dye particle moves in a straight line, so this is called as laminar flow. And the second one is transition. It is obtained whenever we open the valve more and more. At that condition, we found that dye moves in a waveform, and whenever we open valve more again, dye just diffused into the water. What does it show? That the particle moves perpendicular to the direction of flow, also in the direction of flow. So here particle motion is in random direction. So in turbulent flow, particles moves in random direction, and for laminar flow, particle moves in their lamina. So one thing he found that Reynolds number should be more than 4000, then the flow inside a pipe is turbulent flow. So we already know what is Reynolds number is rho v d by mu, where rho, mu, these are the property of the fluid. Rho is what? Density of the fluid, and mu is dynamic viscosity of the fluid. D is the diameter of the pipe, and v is the velocity. So whenever we increase this velocity, Reynolds number also get increased. So he found by experiment that Reynolds number greater than 4000 is for turbulent flow. Let's see expression for head loss due to friction in a pipe. So see, this is your pipe, and this is the direction of flow. So flow is taking place here. So we consider two sections, section 1 and section 2, at a distance of L length. So at section 1, if we consider that the pressure force P1 is acting like this in this direction, and in section 2 P2 is acting like this in opposite direction of the flow. And here we can see what is F. F is the frictional resisting force that is acting in the opposite direction of the flow of fluid. What is the force? That force is nothing but the shear stress at the wall and the surface area under contact of water and wall surface, that is pi d into that L. So this is F. So whenever flow takes place in a pipe, there is some loss of head. So let's write the Bernoulli equation for this section. P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 upon rho g plus V2 square upon 2g plus Z2 plus some losses due to the friction. Okay, so here the pipe is of uniform diameter, and the velocity of the pipe will be constant throughout the length, and this pipe is placed horizontally, so the Z value will be same for these two section 1 and 2. So we will found the expression like P1 upon rho g minus P2 upon rho g is equal to HF. So this is the loss of head between these two sections. Now here, through experiment, Reynolds had shown the friction resistance as friction resistance, nothing but it is a force, is equal to that friction resistance per unit weighted area per unit square of velocity, that is a constant term, into that weighted area into velocity square. So this is the total friction force. So here we can see that F is equal to, and this long term is F dash time weighted area. What would be the weighted area? That is the perimeter times length, that pi d into L, and what is the velocity? V square. Now write the equation of motion between the section 1 and 2. We'll find that P1 into area is equal to P2 into area plus force P, because P1A is force and that F is force, and there is no acceleration, then acceleration is 0 because flow is assumed to be in steady state. So here P1 minus P2 is equal to F divided by A. So put the value of P1 minus P2, that is HF time rho into G, and that F is F dash pi d LV square divided by area, that is pi d square by 4. It will come out to be like F dash LV square into 4 ND. So HF would be 4 F dash LV square upon rho G D. Now that F dash divided by rho is FC divided by 2. So by substituting we will get HF is equal to 4 times FC LV square upon 2G D. So this is an important relation you have to remember, and Fc is what? Coefficient of friction. So here you have to remember these formulas, that this equation is known as Darcy-Weisbach equation. This is used for finding head loss due to friction in a pipe. HF is equal to FLV square upon 2GT. Whenever there is no factor of 4, only F comes, that is the friction factor. You have to remember. And here another formula is what? With 4FC. So here FC is what? Coefficient of friction, or also known as skin coefficient of friction. So in numerical, if nothing is mentioned, assume it as coefficient of friction. Then most of the time it would be correct. Sometimes we get confused, how can we apply this formula HF for laminar or turbulent. So here you can see, first of all, that HF is what? That is the difference in piezometric heads between two sections, that 1 and 2. And here you can see HF for laminar flow, we already derived this term, and this formula, this is valid for both flow, that laminar and for turbulent flow. Okay, you have to remember this thing. Now let's find expression for coefficient of friction in terms of shear stress. So first of all, assume this is your pipe, this is the direction of flow, take the section 1 and take the section 2. So what is this? Is P1 in opposite direction, this is P2, and at the wall there is resisting force F. So that F is what? Tau naught time pi d into L, right? And under steady state condition with uniform flow, we can write that P1 minus P2 into cross sectional area is equal to what? That force. So here P1 minus P2 into cross section area, that is pi d square divided by 4, is equal to F, that is tau naught pi d L. So tau naught is what? P1 minus P2 into that d into 4L, and substitute this value HF into rho G d upon 4L. Put the value of HF 4FC LV square divided by 2ZD into rho G into D divided by 4L. So this will come out to be like FC rho into V square divided by 2. This is tau naught, or you can say that FC is what? Tau naught divided by half rho V square. So this is your tau naught. So you have to remember this thing, that this is your skin coefficient of friction. Okay, and that tau naught is what? Shear stress at the wall, internal wall of the pipeline, and V is the average velocity inside the pipe and rho is the density. Now let's see shear stress in a turbulent flow. So as we know, the shear stress for viscous flow is what? We know this expression. This is the Newtonian shear stress. So this is defined for the viscous flow, and similarly for turbulent flow it is defined as like this, where we use this u bar, that is the average velocity, and eta, that is AD viscosity. So total shear stress would be like the summation of shear stress due to viscous effect and shear stress due to turbulent effect. But difficulty of this equation is that how to calculate the AD viscosity. Whenever we have laminar flow, then value of eta is 0. But in case of turbulent flow, its value is thousands times of value of mu, or more than that. So it is very difficult to calculate this. To solve this difficulty, Reynolds give another form of shear stresses in turbulent flow like this, that tau is rho time V dash and U dash, where V dash is velocity fluctuation in x direction, or the direction of fluid flow, and V dash is the velocity fluctuation in y direction. Again, now understand what is this term R. Suppose we plot a diagram. This is the time axis and this is the velocity. So what happened in turbulent flow? The fluid particles moves in random order. So the velocity of fluid particle in the direction of x is not constant. It keep on changing with respect to time. So suppose we have this type of distribution of velocity with respect to time. So here we have a mean value. So the mean value is u bar, and this fluctuation is u dash. So you can say this fluctuation is u dash. So what would be the average value of this fluctuation? It would be 0. We have to remember this thing. Similarly, what is V? Similar graph will be plotted for V also. Suppose this is V and this is time t, right? So this type of graph can be plotted for V. So V is what? Velocity of fluid particle in perpendicular direction. Suppose this is the particle moves in the perpendicular direction. So it has random motion. So motion in the perpendicular direction is also random. So it fluctuates. So this is the fluctuation of velocity v dash, and this is what? Average velocity in perpendicular direction of flow. And again that v dash, average of v dash is also 0. But here we have used this average of this two term. So V dash into U dash, and the average of this is not equal to 0. So Reynolds has given that the shear stress due to turbulency, due to turbulent flow, is what? Rho times U dash into V dash to the average of these two fluctuating components of the velocity. So here also it is very difficult to calculate this fluctuation and then the average of these fluctuations. So for simplicity, Prandtl has given his expression for the turbulent shear stresses. Let's see. So in 1925, Prandtl has given the mixing length theory for turbulent shear stress. So in this theory, he has defined a mixing length. So in this, that mixing length L is defined as the transverse distance between the two layers along. Suppose this is your pipe, so it is defined as the what? Transverse distance between the two layer of fluid particles, where particles from one layer can move to the other and the particle from here can move to the other layer, so that the momentum in the x direction remains constant. So the U dash is defined as L times du by dy. And for V dash, what will be the value? Prandtl has assumed that the fluctuation component in x direction and in y direction remains same by magnitude. So that is also equal to del y. So the shear stress is what? Tau V dash U dash is equal to rho times L square du upon dy to the power 4. So what would be the total shear stress? This is due to the turbulent flow. And what is the total shear stress? Viscous plus turbulent. So viscous shear stress plus this term. This is for the shear stress in turbulent flow. Now in the next lecture, we will see the velocity distribution in a turbulent flow through a pipe. Thank you for the lecture.